Hello, everybody. This is Jose Arias. This is my podcast number 9. And today I'm going to talk about making the Chronicles of Dragonlance into a movie. It was made into a movie in 2007, and it was an animated film, and it was quite literally the worst thing I ever saw in my life. It was very, very badly done, very badly written, very, very, very badly drawn, and it was not worthy of the Chronicles, because the Chronicles are, as you know, deeply profound, deeply affecting, and deeply well told, and it's affected my life greatly to this extent. I love reading these stories. I love rereading them. They're a richly dense world, and I have several reasons why I think it should be made into a better movie adaptation than it did, and it deserves better. Number one is the mythology of the series. The War of the Lance is set in the planet of Kryn, on the continent of Ansalon. And Ansalon was affected by an event that happened several hundred years before the War of the Lance, called the Cataclysm, where the gods threw a mountain at this blasphemous priest who dared call upon the gods and ask them to make the world a better place. He thought in his power and his arrogance that he could bring the gods down to Earth, to Ansalon, and force them to make the world a better place. And in their fury, the three gods came together and threw a mountain at the continent and basically destroyed the continent. It fractured the people. It led the humans to hate the elves. The elves ate the dwarves ate the elves, and led to there was peace, but it was a fractured peace. Civilizations were lost. Some civilizations never came back. Cities were destroyed. People were killed, and all because there's one priest. So it led the people to worship false priests and false prophets. And that's where the War of the Lance comes in, because you set the War of the Lance in this world that is deeply fractured, and they have to come together to defeat the evil goddess Takisis. So it's very compelling to see these fractures come together and unite to fight the forces of evil, and that's one of the reasons why it would be great to see it on screen, because I'd love to see how they overcome the fractures and make for a better world. Number 2, the companions in the story work as a dysfunctional family. They have strengths and weaknesses that they have to overcome and to fight the war. Their leader is Tanis half-elven. Tanis half-elven is both human and elf, and he's shunned by both the humans and the elves because he's a bastardized version of each race. So he's their leader, and he's a great leader, even though he has these flaws against him and these hindrances against him based on his race. He overcomes that and leads the companions in the War of the Lance to win the war and defeat the evil. And it's always great to see a great leader, and he's one of the most honorable leaders that ever existed in fantasy. One of the companions is named Stern Brightblade. He's a insecure knight, and he has to overcome his insecurities to become a knight of the Rose. And to see him overcome his insecurities, he's always wanted to be a knight. He held himself with high honor and high degree of high pedigree, and all he wants to do is be a knight of Solamnia. And he has many insecurities, and he has to overcome those insecurities to become a warrior and to lead. And all he wants is to be like the great warrior Yuma, who's one of the heroes of the Cataclysm. And he wants to when he compares himself to that character, he comes very short. But the way he goes from overcomes his insecurities and becomes a great leader is also something that would be compelling to see on screen. And the next character would be to see on screen would be Tassel Burfoot. Tassel Burfoot is a Kender. The Kender race is a race created by the authors to differentiate themselves from the Hobbit. The Kender are like kid-like creatures who have a penchant for stealing, and Tassel Burfoot steals a lot of things that he doesn't mean to steal. But whatever he steals, it proves to be useful to the characters. And Tassel is very childlike, and he's very innocent. And he goes from that innocence to a heroic character of the Lance, a heroic hero of the Lance. That's just an awesome thing to watch, a great thing to see on screen. And to see his story arc would be very compelling and richly detailed. Then, of course, there's my favorite character, Raisin Majir. Raisin Majir is a deeply flawed character. He's physically weak, and he instead of building up his body, he builds up his mind through his love of books and love of magic. And in his quest for power, leads him down a dark path. So many people relate to this character because of his physical weakness and his ability, his intelligence, and his ability to overcome weakness and gain strength. There's his brother Caramon, who is basically a cipher. He sees himself as just a shadow of his brother, a protector of his brother, and he's so loyal to his brother that he doesn't see his brother's impending darkness and impending turn to the dark side. Taking it from Star Wars, I'm sorry, but that's what it is. So to see these characters on screen, they all with their flaws and their personality quirks come together, and basically, they're dysfunctional, but they unite as a group and form a cohesive unit and fight the war. Lends itself to great storytelling. So that needs to be told on screen, and it needs to be told properly by someone who respects the characters. Another reason is the dragons are fully realized characters. The dragons are fully realized in the storyline, different than other dragons in other movies. Dragons have their own personalities and own characteristics. They are creatures of intelligence and intellect, and they're not just creatures, like Godzilla or dinosaurs. They are characters of their own right, and to see characters like these dragons told on screen and their characteristics will be compelling to see. The gods and monsters in the story. Gods and the monsters are told in a way that are also very compelling. The gods influence the storyline in many ways through the use of artifacts and when they get in disguise and amongst the people. So they are very intriguing because they instead of sitting up in the heavens watching things unfold, they are deeply involved in the storyline, and that will be something to watch. The monsters in the story are also very interesting. The main monsters are the draconians, the lizard-like men, and their backstory is a horrific story to see and to read about, and to see it on screen is something to watch. And also, of course, my favorite evil character, Lord Soth, the Dragon Knight, the evil Lord Dragon Death Knight, with his hordes of undead warriors. He's not even the main villain, but see him on screen will be just awesome. And his relation to other evil characters in the story and how he stands out would be an incredible revelation. So it deserves better than the animated movie. The animated movie was had 2D and 3D mixed in together. It was deeply flawed. It had lazy animation. Some parts were not even finished. With the visual effects that we have today, it could be a very compelling story to be told in a magical world filled with glory and honor and sacrifice, and it deserves better than what it has. We've had the Lord of the Rings trilogy. We have Game of Thrones on HBO. We have the technology to tell the story right and tell it correctly, and that's the way it should be done. I want to thank my sister-in-law, Nati Vale, for giving me my journal and letting me write down my thoughts for this podcast. If you like what you hear, subscribe to YouTube, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.